Alright, I'm actually not surprised that we lost our country to a bunch of criminals. Because, for the most part, people who claim to be informed are generally uninformed. Number one, sedition and treason are not civilian crimes. You're not going to see a politician sitting in your local jail for committing the crime of sedition or treason. That falls under the jurisdiction of the military because basically those crimes are an act of war. Number two, the president isn't going to come out and make a public announcement of an operation before it's an operation. It's been all dirty tricks so far from the opposition side. So why would you warn them before you're coming for them? That'd be just stupid. If anything, any information that comes out before things actually start rolling, if they ever do, is going to be about the crimes that have been committed in order to justify the operation in the minds of the American people. Because the media has spread so much disinformation that everybody thinks something different. And the people that do think that they're following this correctly aren't following it correctly. Any mechanic that's held a wrench for more than 5 minutes has seen this a million times. Someone rolls in the shop thinking they or saying that they know how their machinery works when the reality of it is they don't have a freaking clue. But when it comes to talking to somebody else who doesn't have a freaking clue, they sound like they know what they're talking about. And any mechanic worth his salt who's held a wrench longer than 10 minutes knows that those are the most difficult repairs to do, because there's nothing worse than to have to go along behind somebody and fix their mistakes when they thought they knew what they were doing. So I will repeat something at this point that I have been saying all along. Throw out your expectations. You are not running this repair. And the reality of it is, most people don't know the legal ins and outs about how it works any freaking ways. They're going by somebody else's word off of somebody else, off of somebody else, who might not have no business talking about it in the first place. Would you like to be helpful and participate in the current situation? Pray. Because that's all any of us can do that aren't involved. Pray for discernment, pray for help, pray for guidance. Because we sure in the hell could use it at this time. Now I'm going to cover something that I've talked about a few times in the past. Why I do this. It's all about betrayal. Because I know what betrayal's like. I know that it can be one of the most difficult emotions to deal with that could ever come along in anyone's life. To have to live with the knowledge every day that the people who are on your side were willing to throw you to the wolves for their own benefit or because they had something to hide. That's why I do this. And I may not be able to stop the betrayal, but I can slip you into the bathwater of betrayal 1 foot at a time, so at the very least, it doesn't hurt so freaking bad. Then maybe, just maybe, it won't destroy your life, your ambition, your drive, or your desire to accomplish things, because everything you ever cared about is gone. Because the people who said and were supposed to be on your side weren't. Either we're going to get a modern day George Washington or Benedict Arnold, and people should be willing to accept the possibility of both.